Good afternoon, everyone. We thank you for joining us today for our Live Your Life session on the art of self-massage. I am so excited about today's session. I really just want to turn it over to our awesome and amazing facilitator. We have Denise Golden here today, and Denise is a licensed massage therapist and also a massage educator. So she is really going to teach us and provide us with some great tips and tools on how to take care of our bodies today and what we can do on our own just to make sure that we're great. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Denise. Thank you, Denise, for just working with us today.
Thank you. I appreciate you inviting me to be here and to speak and to educate everyone on things that I have learned over my 13 years so far being a massage therapist. Like you said, I am also an educator, so I do teach massage therapists how to teach to other people, and I also teach them new modalities. A couple of my classes are a self-care, so I really do enjoy teaching others how to take care of themselves because I don't know that we do that enough. So I am here today to do that for you. I do have a slideshow I'm going to share with everyone. Let me pull it up here for you. And I will also be showing you techniques. So I do have on my slideshow a lot of different things on how to help yourself and why you should do it with self-massage. But I'm also going to be showing you techniques to use. So with learning ways to do massage on ourselves, it can really ease tension, it can restore balance, it can really energize ourselves as well. And as we know, over the last few years, it has been a little bit more difficult to maybe even go and get a massage and to take care of ourselves that way. So these are great things you can do at home for yourself. And without further ado, I'm going to get right into it. Here's some information about myself if you're interested, but I'm going to get right into what to do for yourself and how to do it, how to prepare your environment around you, and some wonderful techniques. We're going to start at the top with the scalp and work all the way down to the feet today. If you brought some tools with you, I will be showing you some techniques with a tennis ball. And if you haven't, that's okay. You can always go out and buy one. You can use different things around the house, like a frozen water bottle as well. So if you have any of those things close by, go ahead and grab those. And we'll go through here and see what we can get worked on today. Please don't hesitate to try these techniques as I'm showing them to you, and to help you just take this time and relax. I know you're getting towards the end of your work day and you want to feel good. So use this time as I'm showing you these techniques to go ahead and do them with me, and you'll see how relaxed you feel at the end of this. So self-care is one of the best things we can bring to ourselves. It not only helps us de-stress at times, but it also is going to help loosen up our muscles, make our bodies feel really good. We get tight muscles from all types of things, from driving in a car to working at a computer to just exercising and working out. So these different techniques I'm going to show you can definitely help loosen your muscles if you slept wrong the night before, or you were out walking and got a cramp in your leg. So take all of this in as we're doing it, and it's something that you can do on a daily basis or on a weekly basis. So I'm going to talk about both because some people think too much massage might not be good for them, but we're going to talk also about when to give yourself a massage and when not to give yourself a massage. So we'll move with that. So it can really help you relax if you have the right environment. Okay, so a couple of the things that I recommend are find a relaxing space to do it in. You don't want a lot of noise and a lot of other activities going on while you're going to be giving yourself, your hand massage or your foot massage, or even working on your back or your shoulders. Make sure you find some relaxing space. If you have relaxing music, that would be nice, some spa music or something that would just help you decompress a little bit. I know some of us like heavy metal and other things like that, and that's great, but this is the time to relax and feel good about the noise around us. Want to do it in absolute quiet, and that's okay too. So find what works for you. Everybody is different. Find what works for you and use that. Okay. If you have aromatherapy or essential oils, they are great to have. So if you have those, put some aromatherapy in the room so you have something to breathe in, something to help relax your body a little bit more. And that would help start the process. Even before we start rubbing our muscles and compressing our muscles, these things are going to help your body relax naturally. Wear some comfortable clothes. So everything I'm going to teach you today, you can do right on top of your clothing. Or if you're wearing a short sleeve shirt or a tank top or even shorts, you'll be able to do these things on top of your skin. Now, I do recommend that if you're going to be working on your skin, you might need some glide to work the muscle when you're not using your tool. So when you're not using your tennis ball, you may need something for glide to work your muscle, and just use a cream or a lotion. If it's scented for yourself, that's fine. Some people prefer non-scented, but whatever you use, you won't need a lot of it. You'll just need a little bit, and you'll be able to use it for glide. And I'll show that to you when you start getting to the arms a little bit more. But all of these techniques can be done either on top of your clothing, leg that you're going to be working on. Any kind of massage tools, like I mentioned, a tennis ball. We also talked a little bit before we started about what else to use. If you don't have a tennis ball, you could use something a little bit smaller. I don't recommend using a golf ball. And I know there's some people out there that are really big into using those golf balls, and that's great. But if you don't know how to use them properly, they can actually do more damage than good for you. So a golf ball is going to be really hard, where with a tennis ball, it has give. So any kind of rubber ball that's smaller, or even a larger bouncy ball, we can work in different areas of your back with. But a tennis ball is nice. And I've recently realized that tennis balls come in different sizes too. So this is a little bit larger of one, but they do have a little bit smaller tennis balls as well. So we'll be using a tennis ball today to show you some of the different massage techniques and moves as well. I also mentioned maybe a water bottle that's frozen you can have on hand to roll on your foot. So that's another tool we can use. So make sure all your tools are together before you start a self massage. And make sure you're setting that time aside to do it without any distractions, without any disruptions. Make sure that if you plan on giving yourself a 20-minute self massage, set that 20 minutes aside for yourself. That way you're not being distracted and pulled away from it, and you feel good afterwards that you've had that time. So before starting, I like to tell you to warm your hands up. So you can easily do that by rubbing them together back and forth to make friction. That way, if you are a little chilly, you have that warmth going right onto your body, okay? So you want to warm your hands up before you get started doing the self-massage. And you could also warm the area up that you're going to be working on. So, during the session, if you want to heat something up to warm that area, it is perfectly fine. I recommend maybe a rice bag, if anyone has seen these, or even a nice warm hand towel, and just under really warm water, squeeze it out. Please do not burn yourself. Squeeze it out, and you can put it on the area and get that area loose. Now, I mentioned two kinds of heat there. And the reason I didn't mention maybe a blanket, like a plug-in heating blanket, is because that's going to be dry heat. When you're trying to loosen up a muscle, you want to use moist heat. Moist heat's going to get into the muscle a lot quicker and warm it up a lot better for you to work on. It also won't dry out your skin. So like I said, some type of rice bag, they're really nice to have on hand that you can heat up. These are great for cold too. You can put them in the freezer. So something like that, or if just you have a hand towel, make sure you get some warm water going, put it in and wring it out really nice, and put it on that area for yourself before you start your massage. That's going to warm up that area so you don't have to press as hard into your muscle, and that does a little bit of the work ahead of time for you. Now, if you feel the muscles too inflamed, you won't want to use heat, and to be able to tell that is when you press, it really hurts. Okay, so if that's the case, you don't want to add more heat to it. Just, we're going to do light massage on that area if you have a tight muscle, I'm sorry, an inflamed muscle, not a tight muscle. Okay. And before you get started, each time that you do a self massage, take a few deep breaths in through your nose and out of your mouth to get started. That's going to bring oxygen to the areas of your body. So a deep breath in and out. It's going to bring a lot more oxygen into your body and get the blood flowing, and that's going to help warm up the muscles as well. So today we're going to go over all these different areas to do self-massage on. So we're going to start with the scalp. We're going to move to the face and do some sinus work. I'm going to show you some techniques for the neck and shoulders. We're going to move to the arms and hands. We're going to also be able to work our back, upper and lower, hips and glutes, and legs and feet. We're going to start with our scalp massage. This is one of my favorite ones. And the reason it's my favorite is because it can really relieve a lot of the tension that we hold and create headaches and migraines. So the tension creates headaches and migraines. So this is definitely going to help relieve this. So if I'm small on your page, enlarge me a little bit, because I'm going to show you some techniques, and I would love for you to follow along with me and try them yourself. These techniques are going to help reduce stress and tension, improve circulation in your head and your neck, and help with any kind of headaches or migraines that we might get. So what I'd like you to do is take your hands and place them on your scalp. And as you can see, I have them placed like right in the middle of my head, right in my scalp. And now if you are sensitive to pressure, you're going to use a lighter pressure. But if you're not, you can use a medium to firm. Press your fingertips into your scalp and do circles. So we're not massaging our head like we're shampooing. We're actually moving the scalp in circles. And as you do this, you're going to want to lift your fingers and place them in another spot. And even getting to the back of the head, you can place them this way with your arms out and place them right in the middle of your scalp and do circle motion. So you're placing your fingers and you're circling. You're not scrubbing like a shampoo. We're just placing and circling. And you can feel your scalp moving. And again, if you're sensitive to pressure, you might not want to use a lot, but some people can really take some pressure there and it feels really nice. So just press and circle. So that's our first move. I hope everyone had a chance to try it. It's really nice. It can relieve a lot of tension in the scalp. The next technique I'm going to show, you're just going to use your 3 fingers here on each hand, and you're going to start at the base of your scalp, the base of your neck here, and you're going to do the same type of circle motion, but you're going to move as you do it. And you're going to go all the way up to the top and back down. So we're just following our hairline all the way up and back down, all the way to the base of our neck back here. And this one is really great if you wind up getting migraines that start in the back of your neck and travel up to the top. There's a lot of people that they hold a lot of tension in their neck, but it travels to the top of where their scalp is. So at the top of their head. So the line right there, that's a great technique to use for that. Okay. So those are two great ones you can do for your scalp, the plant in circles and the one that goes all the way around from the base of your neck hairline all the way to the top. The next one we're going to talk about is sinus massage. And right now, I know a lot of places where the fall's coming, you have a lot of pollen out there, and a lot of people are suffering with sinus issues. So I'm going to show you how to relieve some of that congestion. We can reduce some of that swelling and inflammation in your face with the sinus massage. We can alleviate some of the mucus buildup that we get in there from it, and any kind of sinus pressure. Okay, so I'm going to show you a few moves to do with that. And again, please follow along. These are great techniques. You can use this as soon as you get out of bed, while you're in the shower. This is a good one as that heat from the steam is coming in. This is a great massage to do on your face to help drain all the sinuses and get all that inflammation out. So let's go ahead and do some of these. You're going to take your two fingers and you're going to place them right in the middle of your forehead. And you're going to do a dragging. So you're going to start here and you're going to drag. You're going to press and drag all the way down to your chin. And you're going to continue to do that 2 or 3 times, press and drag. And what this is doing is it's taking any kind of congestion up in the sinus areas, and you're just kind of moving that lymph and moving that congestion out. We have lymph nodes that help clear all this, and we're going to press it all the way down. All right. It feels good. Your forehead and your sinus areas up there will feel really great. Some people have, everyone gets sinuses differently. Some of them, the sinuses lay up here. Some of them lay down right above their, under their eyes, right at their cheekbones. Some people have sinus pressure in their teeth. So we're going to hit all of those. The next one we're going to do is we're going to take our pointer fingers. We're going to place them right at the bridge of our nose here. We're going to press now, again, using your judgment of how much pressure you can take. And we're going to drag it down underneath our cheeks and pull it down. And again, starting right here, the bridge, and pressing. You can probably feel some sinus pressure there right now, and just pulling it down and going around. That's a great one to pull any of that pressure out from underneath the sinus walls here. And that's a lot of the times where people have the toothache and have the pain from their sinuses laying. If you just press that out, that can really help clear that congestion out. And again, during a warm shower, or if you have aromatherapy going at the time, that's a great one to do. You can also take 2 of your fingers on each hand and place it right here at your jaw, the top of your jawbone, and do circular motions inward towards your nose, inward towards your nose. And you can feel the pressure in there, okay? So you're just doing little tiny circles inwards towards your nose. And if you feel that pressure in there, you can follow that by the second move that we did, and then you can just push it all the way down. So you're bringing it and you're feeling all that pressure in there. You're massaging it and loosening it up, and then you're pressing it out. Another great one that will help with some sinuses is working in the jawbone. Your sinuses do lay up here, but you can feel the effects of it into your teeth. So a lot of times someone will go to the dentist because they're having such bad tooth pain, and it's really not tooth pain from their tooth. It's a symptom from the sinuses. So even massaging again at the jawbone here and working its way down will definitely help take that pressure out of that area for you. Now, because we're talking about sinuses, I'm going to show you another place that your sinuses lay that a lot of people don't realize, and that is in the back of the head. So I'm going to turn around here and show you exactly where you can place your fingers and press upward to relieve some sinus buildup if you have it, sinus pressure. So if we're right here at the back, you're going to take two fingers and you're going to place it right at the back of the head. This is your occipital point, and you're going to press up and in. And when you do that, you can feel sometimes your sinuses draining. I do that a lot on clients. I will press in the back of their head and their sinuses just open up. So you do have sinus points in the back, right there in the occipital, the two little bumps you feel at the back of your head, right there. And if you press on those, sometimes that will just relieve your sinuses as well. So because we're talking about your sinuses, even though we were on the face, I wanted to let you know another place that your sinuses can be relieved at. Now, not just facial massage can help with sinuses, but if anyone has ever had TMJ, which is where you get tightness in your jaw, some people feel clicking in there when they open their mouth, and that can be caused from a lot of different things, but clenching is one of them. So if you are someone that clenches, I clench when I drive sometimes, and I have to remind myself not to, but massage in your jaw right here. And you can feel, if you have this, you can feel the knot in your jaw. And this is a great place to just press on both sides. You can use two fingers or one finger, again, depending on how much pressure you can take, and just press and hold. You can slightly open your mouth and close, and open and close, and you'll be able to feel, if you do have a knot in there, you'll be able to feel that. And over time, using the technique of static pressure, just pressing and holding, that's going to help relieve that knot in there. So just another tip on maybe not sinuses, but if you have TMJ, maybe your doctor or dentist said, hey, you have TMJ, this is a great self-massage you can do at home to help relieve that. All right, we're going to move on to the neck massage. Again, before you work on your neck, always feel free to heat something warm up to help loosen the muscles up a while. And that way you're not working as hard on them. So a moist heat is going to be the best heat for you. But if you don't have any other options, you can use just a warm pack. So a couple things we're going to do with the neck massage. We're going to do both the sides of the neck and the back of the neck. So I'm going to show you a couple techniques for each of them. This is going to help any kind of pain, can relieve any kind of pain, reduce any kind of muscle strain. I know, again, driving in a car tightens up my neck and shoulders. Too much working on a computer for a long time without me taking a break tightens my neck and shoulders. So this is going to be a great way to loosen that up. So it's going to help reduce any tension or soreness. And anyone with any kind of fibromyalgia or arthritis, a lot of times fibromyalgia people are going to feel the pain right across their chest and into their neck area. It's sensitive, certain points on their back and their neck. So this definitely can help. And again, I continue to say everyone is different. You can endure different types of pressure. Don't ever overwork the muscle. Don't ever hurt yourself, but make sure the pressure is good for you. Just because it doesn't hurt doesn't mean it's not working. I find a lot of people will come to me and say, it doesn't hurt, I need to go deeper. No, you continue to do what you're doing. You can progress with deepness if you need to, but don't feel like if it's not hurting that it's not working, because it is still going to be loosening up the muscle. Okay, so a couple of things that you can do. And again, if you have a lotion or some kind of cream and you want to use it on your neck area because you might not have as much glide, you feel free to do that. I'm going to use a little myself. I just need a tiny bit. And let me show you on your neck. I'm going to put a little bit of lotion on there, warm up the muscle a little bit. And then I'm going to take my finger into my knuckle here, and I'm going to be using this part. Okay, I'm not going to be digging in with the top. I'm going to be using this flat part right here. Okay, so I have my knuckle, I have my finger bent, and I have this flat part, and I'm going to take that right behind my ear. Hope everyone can see this. Right behind my ear here, and I'm going to slide it all the way down till I reach my collarbone right here. Okay, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to slide it down, and I have a little bit of lotion for the glide all the way down. And again, please be careful, because you have, veins and arteries in your neck, and you don't want to press too hard, but you should be able to feel, if you have a tight muscle in here, you should be able to feel where you can press all the way down to your clavicle, into your shoulder blade, into your collarbone right there. Okay, but remember to use this part of your finger. We don't want you getting into the muscle too deep with the pointed part there. So that's a great one. Please make sure, if you're going to do one side, do the other. You want to stay even. So again, going up at the ear and gliding it down all the way. There you go. All right. If you feel that is too much pressure, you can do the same kind of gliding down, but using your fingertips. So if using this part of your finger is just too much pressure to get in there and glide down, use your fingertips and just glide with your fingertips down. So you do have different options. You don't have to get in there and dig in there. That's not the point. This is supposed to be relaxing as well. So we want to relax, but loosen up the muscles. So you can definitely just take your fingertips, put them at the side, and glide them down to your collarbone. All right. I'm going to show you how to work the back of the neck. I'm going to turn around. I'm going to show you how to work the back of the neck. With also, you're going to be using your fingertips. Okay. I just add a little bit more lotion so I have some glide. And what you're going to do is you're going to put your fingertips together, and you're not going to be touching your spine, but you're going to be on either side. So put them together to start, bring them to your body, back of the neck, and then separate them to feel where your spine is. We don't want to be pressing directly on our spine. We want to go right next to our spine, okay? And you're going to take your fingertips and press in and glide out. Press in and glide out. And when you do that, you're going to glide out. And as you start working towards the bottom of your neck, you're going to glide down. So it's not just going to be outward, it's going to be downward. So you're going to go out and down. You want to get down to right where your shoulders start, right here. And that's a great technique to use when you're having that tension in your neck and that soreness in your neck. You just press and glide. Again, you can use lotion or oil or a cream if you have it on hand. Some people don't need that. There's days I'm overly hydrated and I don't need a lotion or a cream to glide on my skin, and other days that I do. So if you do need it, feel free to use it. And if you don't, that's okay as well. Right. Hopefully everyone had a chance to try that technique. That's one of my favorite because you can get a lot of pressure when you have your arms this way. You can be pressing towards you and gliding out. Another one you can use, you're going to be using your thumb. So you're going to wrap your hand this way. And you're going to use your thumb and you're going to press into the neck here and glide down. Make sure to stay even, do both sides. And again, make sure the pressure works for you. All right. So that's how you can work your neck. I showed you a few techniques on the side here to work down using this part of your finger and your fingertips, and then working the back of the neck. We're going to do our shoulders. So our shoulders and neck are connected. Everything in our body's connected. So we are going to be working a little bit on the neck as well when we do the shoulders. And that's where we're going to bring in the tennis ball. So if you need to be careful doing this because you don't want to get right into the neck in the front part here. You want to use it towards the back. So you're going to hold the tennis ball. You're going to come to the back of the neck into the shoulder. So you're going to roll it and you're going to go downward. And with this tennis ball having some give to it, I'm actually able to press to what feels comfortable for me. And again, they come in different size tennis balls anymore. So if this one would be too big for you to have, get something a little bit smaller, get something with a little give to it that you can press into yourself like this. Okay. And roll it all the way down. There you go. Again, make sure you're doing both sides. We don't want you to be lopsided on one versus the other. All right. So shoulder massage is going to give you some more flexibility in your neck as well. So you're going to be loosening the tight muscles in your shoulders, which will help with flexibility of moving your neck from side to side or turning it right from left as well. So this is going to help with that. It's also going to help with any back pain that you're having. And the next one I'm going to show you, there is a picture on the slideshow there where the lady's grabbing her shoulder. This one is a great one. I'm showing it to you this way because you want to reach across to work. If you're reaching back like this, you're going to put more strain on your body. So when we're working on our shoulder, we're going to use the opposite hand to grab over. Okay. And with this, you can just do compressions. And what compressions are you're taking your hand and just pressing down on the muscle. Compressions can definitely help loosen the muscles, but it also can provide relief if you have a tight or tense muscle. What happens is if, as a massage therapist or self-massaging, if you go into a muscle too deep, too quickly, you can damage that tissue, you can damage that muscle. So we want to warm up the muscle before we work on it. So a compression is a great way to do that. So you can start out by doing compressions on your shoulders. And then what you can do to work more of the shoulder part up in here, you can grab with your fingers and squeeze inward. So you'll be pushing your fingers towards the front of your body and release. And then move to the next area, press and push and release. So it's another form of compression, but you're actually getting more into the shoulder up here. Making sure you do that on both sides. So pressing, getting where you want to be, take your fingers, press in, like you'd be pressing in towards the front of your body. And you can hold it for a few seconds and then let it go. A lot of people think massage is something that you can do really fast. That does get the blood flowing, but these compressions really do help, because when you're pressing in, you're holding that blood there, and when you let go, that blood is being dispersed and new fresh blood's coming to the area. So massage does not have to be a fast technique. It can be nice and slow like that for you, and it will do just as well for you, if not even better. So keep that in mind when you're doing these different techniques for yourself. All right, we're going to move right into the arms and hands. I'm going to go from the top where we were at with the shoulders, right into the arms, the top of the arms, the forearms, and right into the hands. And if you work on a computer a lot, you're going to find that this is a great techniques I have here to help you relax your forearms, relax your fingers. So it can help with people that have carpal tunnel at the beginning stages, or if they've had surgery, that help with the areas in there, help with the inflammation. Anyone that has arthritis in their fingers. So these techniques can definitely help with that. So we're going back to using some of the tennis ball for these. But first I want to show you on your arm here what you can do. So you're going to reach across again. You can't really do it on the same side. So you're going to reach across again, and you're going to lay your hand on and squeeze. We're going to loosen up here the muscles in the top of the arm. And like I said, you can do this with clothing on, which is nice, especially as we're getting into the fall and winter months in some areas. So it's kind of a press and hold and squeeze. Or if you have short sleeve shirts on, you can use a lotion if need to. When you're doing compressions, you don't always need to use a lotion. You can bend your arm like so and grab the trap muscle, or I'm sorry, the bottom muscle under here, and squeeze. Going for our triceps. We're going to squeeze the triceps a little bit here. Feel that in there. And now we're going to move to our forearm. And again, if you're going to use it with clothing on, that is absolutely fine. We're going to use our tennis ball for this. And we're going to place the tennis ball on top, and we're going to roll. So the best way to do this is have somewhere to support your arm. I'm going to use my chair. So I turn my chair sideways. I'm going to use my chair. If you want to lay it on a table, you can as well. But have some support, because you're going to put some pressure on it with the ball. So you can start at the wrist, press, and roll up. And I'm using my other arm to glide it, as you see. Press and roll up. And you can use more pressure if you need it, or a little less pressure if you can't handle as much pressure, rolling that ball up and back. If you're going to not use the ball, so the ball can be a little bit rough on the skin possibly, if you're using a tennis ball like this. So if you choose not to use this and you do not have a long sleeve shirt on, I'm going to show you another technique. I'm using a little bit of cream here on my hands. And I call this the muscle stripping. So what you would do is place your arm where it's comfortable again. And you can take your thumb and put it right here on your forearm. And you're going to glide it all the way down to your wrist. And every time you do that, move to a new spot in your forearm and glide it all the way down. This feels amazing if you've been driving for hours in a car and your hands have been clenched to that steering wheel, or if you've been at a computer most of your day, getting something done, or maybe you're cooking and your hands got tired from whisking. So, anything, even household chores, this is just great to help relieve these muscles that have been working so hard for us over time. So we're doing some muscle stripping by taking our thumb and gliding it all the way down to the wrist. And you can also do what we did at the top of the arm. We can do compressions on the bottom of the arm if you want to warm up the muscle before you do that. So if you feel like you want more of an intense, deeper work on your forearms, warm it up first with the compressions, or even with the tennis ball, warm it up, and then get into the muscle stripping. That's a great way to do it. Our hands we use for a lot of different things. And, we're on the computer all day, or like I said, we're cooking, and we don't realize how much work our hands get and our fingers get. So we want to pay them back and we want to massage them. So a great way to do that, hold out your palm and take your thumb from the opposite hand and start at the base of the palm right here. And you're going to press just like the muscle stripping, but we're going to glide forward all the way to your first finger, your pinky right here, and go all the way up to the top. And then we're going to go to the next, our ring finger. Start at the base and glide all the way up to the top. You feel all that tension in your hands just work its way out. And you're going to do that for each individual finger, all the way up. Sometimes you don't need lotion for this because your hands might be a little bit moister, or you have more glide because we don't have as much hair on that area. So you may not need lotion for your hands unless it's the dry season. We're going to do the same with our thumb, but we're going to work in the pad right here of our thumb before we get into the thumb. We're just going to do some nice circles in there. And then glide all the way up. And don't forget, we want to do this on both of our hands. And it's a great way to work the palm of our hand while we're working into the finger. And if you want to just work your fingers, turn your hand over and take your opposite hand, and we're going to do a finger rolling. So you're going to take your pointer finger and your thumb, and you're going to hold your finger with it, and you're going to go back and forth and roll it to the top. You're going to start at the base of your finger, back and forth, all the way to the top. This just brings a lot of good blood flow to the area and takes all that tension out of your fingers. And again, make sure you do it to both hands. We don't want to leave the other one feeling sad. And when I talked about carpal tunnel earlier, a lot of people that have carpal tunnel are feeling the pain right in here in the palm, the base, or in the wrist area. And that muscle stripping that we did for the forearm, if you're doing it on the outside, don't forget to flip it over and do the inside as well. Because then what we're doing is we're loosening up that area. And we're expanding it a little bit so it can help to get more blood flow into that area, less pain, and we can massage just that area if need be. So you can turn it over and massage it just by itself. So that is your arm, your upper arm, your forearm, and your hand. Now we're going to work on our back. We're going to do both upper and lower back. This is going to help relieve any knots, tight muscles, help with circulation, and reduce any kind of back pain or back spasms and strains. And I'm going to be standing up to do some of these techniques as well to show you how you can use the tennis ball on the wall. So what you want to do is, if you're having any kind of upper back pain, you want to take your tennis ball, or a ball that has give to it, maybe something a little bit smaller if you would have to. And you're going to stand up against the wall. And when you do that, you're going to take the tennis ball and you're going to place it where you're having the issue in your back. So if you're having back pain in your shoulder blades, you're going to place it right in your shoulder blade area. You're going to lean it up against the wall. Now you can bring your arm out like this. That's going to open the shoulder blade. So when you're standing still, your shoulder blades are like this. When you bring your arm out like this, it opens up your shoulder blade. So it helps get deeper into where that knot is being held. So you can bring your arm out like this and you can roll back and forth. And you're not rolling on your arm. Again, you're rolling that ball into your shoulder blade into the back. Sometimes the rolling is too intense for someone. So what you can do is just static pressure. Static pressure is just pressing and holding. So if you have that tennis ball back there, you can just lean into it, press and hold. And that will help alleviate the knot and break it up. And again, you can position your arm in different areas. You can bring it out to your side. You can bring your arm up like this. That's going to open and position your shoulder blades in different ways. Because when we do stand still, even if you're getting a massage in a massage room and your hands are on the bed, your shoulder blades are going to be like this. You want to open them up to get into the knot. Sometimes we don't feel that relief and pain from that pain because that knot is actually not being worked. You're just working around it and not actually on it. So it's a great one for your upper back. You can also just reach to your back, again, using the opposite hand. You don't want to use the same one because you're putting strain on your joints and your elbows. Use the opposite hand, bring it across, use your hand for leverage, and you can feel in there the knot or the tension in there, and you can press and hold. And the nice thing about that is once you have your arm back here, you can pull it forward, as you see me doing, pulling it forward to relieve these knots in your shoulder blade back here. So there are some great techniques for your upper back with the tennis ball or using your hands reaching around. If you can take the intensity, some people like to lay on a tennis ball. Now you have to remember gravity is going to push you down on top of it. So you're going to get more pressure. So if you're one that doesn't like deep work or like deep pressure, I don't recommend starting that way. You can advance that later if you feel like pressing up against a wall isn't enough. But remember, gravity is going to push you down. So whatever you have behind your back, if you're laying on the floor doing it, it's going to be a little bit more intense with that. So try it on a wall before you try it on the floor, okay? For the lower back, you can do the same thing. Use the ball, and you're going to place it where your lower back starts. So our lower back is right above our glute area. So we're going to be working right above the glute area here into the lower back part. And we're going to be targeting the erector muscles that meet right beside the spine there. So you're going to take, and it's those long muscles that go along the spine. You're going to take your tennis ball and you're going to put it in the same. You're going to go down though, in the same area, but down, not in the top, but in the bottom, right above there. And you can press that again into the wall and press and hold for static pressure, or you move up and down. So not necessarily side to side for this. We're going to be targeting the lower back. So we're going to be almost like a squat. You're going to be going up and down, up and down. Now, if you do decide to do this on the floor, again, you're going to get that more pressure. And a lot of people have sensitive lower back, so just please be careful with that. But you would be rocking back and forth, side to back and forth this way with your knees bent. That's going to help you be able to move the ball back and forth for yourself. You can also take your hands and you can put your fingers right where your sacrum starts here, right at your lower back, and press into it and do circle motions out into the side. And you can go upward, or you can start as high as you can go without putting strain on your arms, your neck, or your shoulders and start and go downward. So we're at the hips and glutes. The hips and glutes can be worked because a lot of people have sciatic issues where they have their lower back into their glute hurt really bad. That's a sciatic issue. A hip pain, they may have had hip surgery or need hip surgery, so they're dealing with hip pain. Some hamstrings. A lot of people don't realize the glutes and the hips hurt because they have tight hamstrings. So we're going to be loosening up the glutes and hips to help loosen up the hamstrings as well. And your IT band, which is the band that goes along the side here from your hips down. You can use the tennis ball to do all of this. You would just take the tennis ball at your hip, and we're going to go in circles. And we can go all the way towards the back of our hip into our glute. And once you get to your glute, it's a nice thing just to press and hold right at your glute area. That's going to have that static pressure. You can actually feel where your sciatic will be hurting in that area. And again, if it doesn't hurt, doesn't mean it's not working. But if you feel that, you can press. If you can take that, if you can't take that, loosen up a little bit. You don't need to be pressing on it really hard. But the continuous massage to that area is definitely going to help. Now, there is a picture of a lady laying on a ball on my slideshow, and I just, mind you, be careful with that, just because it is harder to hold yourself up if you're not used to it and to have that pressure into your hip. So it is a great way as an advanced technique to use, but I prefer myself is the wall or just using my hand. And you can also get into the glute by just putting it into the wall as well and pressing into it. These are great ways to loosen the hips and lower back. Another way is to take your fist and just do the compressions right into your hip and your glute area. Pressing downward, pressing outward, and going all the way around. Our glutes are one of our largest muscles. Sometimes we ignore them because we're sitting on them all day. So this is a great way to get up and get more blood flowing to the area. And again, we're connected all through the back too. So your back, your glutes, your hips, and your legs are all connected. Your IT band's on the side, and a lot of people will wind up having even knee pain. They'll have knee pain here because their IT band runs down and wraps around their knee. So taking a ball and massaging your IT band, it could be sensitive and sore, but massaging your IT band, because it wraps all the way down and around, it can alleviate that pain from you. If you're athletic, some people have IT band problems, and you can really work it out that way. Right, legs and feet. These are great ones to use if you're sitting a lot. You want to get the circulation. It can alleviate swelling in your legs and feet, getting the blood flowing. People with plantar fasciitis. A lot of people think plantar fasciitis is just directly into the foot. And as a runner myself, I've realized over the years, it's not, it's in your calf muscle too. And you're going to alleviate that plantar fasciitis by massaging your calf muscle. This is going to help improve circulation and relieve some muscle cramps as well. So I'm going to show you a few ways to do massage here on your legs. So if you're sitting in a chair and you have your tennis ball, you can place the tennis ball at the leg and go in circles. All the way down to your knee. And again, use the amount of pressure that works for you. And move it each time that you're doing it. Move it just a couple inches over. That feels really nice. We also want to get to the back of our leg. So if we're sitting and we have somewhere to prop our leg up, we're going to reach underneath our leg into our hamstring. And we're going to place our hands, fingertips together, and we're going to be pulling this way. So you're going to place them underneath your leg, and you're going to be pulling out and up towards you. This will give you leverage to be able to press a little bit harder if you need to, or a little bit lighter. And you can work upward and downward, get that circulation really going. If that is not enough pressure, you can take your tennis ball and place it on the chair or on the ground, and you can roll it back and forth. Okay, it can be a little bit tougher to do that, but it can be done. If you are on the floor and you have your knees bent, you can just press it. If you rather not roll because you don't feel stable, you can just press and hold in that area to loosen it up. It's the compression, it's the static pressure, and lift and hold, and you can move it to the different areas underneath your hamstring. Please be mindful that you do not want to hit the back of the knee back here. You don't want to stick it back there and hit it. You want to get from that point all the way up to your glute. Let's go ahead and work on our calf muscle a little bit here. And your calf muscle, again, it can be worked on. If you have clothing on, you can definitely work over the clothing. If you have shorts on, you can work on your direct skin. You may need a little bit of lotion or cream if you're working directly on your skin. So you're going to take your fists and you're going to glide from the knee all the way down. So you're going to press and glide. Press and glide. Another really nice calf massage is just taking your hand and placing it in the back of your calf and compressing it. You can actually feel all the tension in your legs and your calves getting loosened up here. This is also going to help with that plantar fasciitis, working these calf muscles. And if you're one that is tight on the side of your calf, so we're going to be working on the outside of your leg, you can take your fingertips, press them into where you can feel the two muscles in here, right in between them, and glide all the way down. If your fingers, if that's not you need more pressure than that, then take your thumb and do it. Press in with your thumb in between the two muscles you can feel in here and go like all the way down. Now that we're down to the feet, let's finish working on our feet. You can do this a few different ways. You can use the tennis ball on your foot. And I prefer to use the ground, but for this purpose, I'm going to show you up here so you can see. I placed a towel just so that I wouldn't slide, and the tennis ball, and you're going to have your foot on the ground, and you're going to roll from the tip of your toes all the way to the heel, back and forth. It really does feel nice. If you don't have the tennis ball, if you have a frozen bottle of water, that is great. Plus you're getting the ice with it, so you're helping with any inflammation in your feet. Don't forget, again, do both sides. But not only do the bottom of our feet need this, but also the top of our feet need it as well. So with or without socks, your choice. You can take your thumbs. Let's take our hands, our palms, our fingertips, and place them underneath our foot with our thumbs on the top of our foot. And you can feel in between each toe. We're just going to glide upward in between each toe. Just like we did the fingers too, in the palm of our hand. We're going to do it to the top of our foot. So the bottom of our feet need, that nice touch to it and relieve those muscles, but the top of our feet need it as well. And while our fingertips are behind our toes here, you can take those fingertips and press them into the bottom of your feet, because you have that leverage now to pull towards you. You can do some squeezing on your feet too. That helps relax them. So I just showed you how to give yourself a self-massage from head to toe, from scalp all the way down. I try to show you a few techniques for each because one size don't fit all. We all have different pressure or different areas on our body that we need to work into. And I showed you how to get started with your massage with relaxing, aromatherapy, but the aftercare is just as important as the before and during. So the aftercare, you still want to take a few deep breaths in and out, get that oxygen flowing again, and you want to hydrate. And please make sure you drink water. It's so important. I know we drink coffee and we drink tea, but water is what is going to hydrate us the most. So please, we just got blood flowing through your body. We just got lymph flowing through your body. You need to hydrate. And if you have any inflammation from the massage, use an ice pack. Have one in the freezer or even a rice pack that you had in the freezer, and you can definitely place that on the area. The ice is going to help take blood away from the area. So if you have inflammation, heat will bring blood to the area to loosen up the knots and tightness. So if you need ice, it's going to be for the inflammation. If you need heat, it's going to be for loosening up. And just remember to relax. You don't want to overexert yourself after a massage, even a self-massage. Just relax the rest of the day. Don't do too much work. Do we have any questions? Do we have time for a few questions?
So I just have a quick question. I know we're kind of short for time. So how often should you get a massage? Like not a self-massage, but go to a massage therapist. How often should you get one? I've always been curious about that.
Great question. So some people say, you can get a massage whenever you want. It won't hurt your body. However, if you're going for a particular reason, so say you have real low back pain and you've had it chronically for a while, I would say formulate a plan with your massage therapist. Get in there, find a therapist that works well with you. Ask them to develop a treatment plan with you to say, hey, I need to come once every 2 weeks for 3 months and see how I'm feeling. And then after that, back off to every other week, and then maybe once a month. So it depends if you're going for an issue that you're having that you can talk to your therapist. The communication is going to be the best thing. Talk to your therapist to find a plan that works for you, either financially or time-wise, or that to make sure that you're getting the care that you need. And make sure that they're giving you aftercare things to do. There are many different things that you can do for aftercare, the icing or the heating, when's appropriate time for that, staying hydrated. Find some states, a massage therapist, it's out of their scope of practice to show you stretches, so they will not be allowed to do that. However, they can recommend either a physical therapist to show you stretches, or we have a personal trainer that can show them stretches. Stretching will help you in between your massages, give that longevity of the treatment. So it just depends. If you're going to relax, I say do it once a month and do the self-care massages in between, because you can always use that downtime for yourself.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
Awesome.
I don't have any questions, but
I
don't have any questions. I just, well, actually I do. Just about the aromatherapy. You never use that stuff. I mean, you're talking about breathing that in to kind of help, reinforce the relaxation. But is there ever an opportunity to use that on the skin too, or no,
Great. Aromatherapy can be used either way. However, inhalation and breathing it in, it only has to go through 2 cells of your body once you breathe it in to be dispersed to every part of your body. When you put it on topically, it has to go through 55 different cells to get into your skin. So it is great to put on topically. However, please, if you do use aromatherapy, dilute it. Either dilute it in some kind of cream or dilute it in an oil. Do not ever put aromatherapy directly on your skin. Our skin is all different. We have sensitivity. Different oils react to our skin differently. If people use, a lot of people use peppermint on their feet. They like that cool and tingly feeling. And peppermint is an inflammatory, so it will help take inflammation out of the skin. However, 1 drop of peppermint oil is equal to 30 cups of peppermint tea. So you see how potent it is. So you do have to be careful when it comes to aromatherapy. But yes, it can be used topically. And I do recommend that if you're having inflammation problems, a couple drops of peppermint in a container of lotion, mix it up and you can put it on. But it is cooling to the skin. But inhalation is going to get it into your body and throughout your body a lot better and a lot quicker.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for that. Yeah, I feel like I went on a little vacation today. Gosh. Yeah.
Don't forget to
I
hydrate.
agree with you. Don't forget to hydrate, everyone. And we just want to give a huge thank you to Denise today for just facilitating us through this art of self-massage. It was amazing. I think as I was doing some of the head movements, you don't realize how much tension you have, or that there might have been an issue in this area until you feel it really start to opening up. So I want to thank you, Denise, for just providing us with so much tools, tips, and education on self-massage, literally from our head, the tip of our head to the tip of our toes. And I hope that everyone will continue to use these practices continually, like you've given us. You know, we can go to a spa, get a massage, but also we can do these things at home. So we really appreciate you, Denise, and we hope to have you back with us. I'm thinking in the new year, because, you know, after the holidays, people are tense from all the shopping and festivities. So I'd love to have you back. And we just want to thank you for, you know, providing us with so much insight today. And thank you, everyone, for joining us today for such an amazing event.
Well, I appreciate it. I thank you for this opportunity, and I hope everyone has picked up something from this that can help them in just their everyday life and make them feel good.